Hey, how's everybody doing there today? Yes, I know I'm recording this from my webcam again, and for those of you guys that don't like it, I apologize, but just so you know, I'm not going to be using this webcam all the time, so just keep in mind, I will switch back to my digital camera eventually, but as of right now, I have to use my webcam just for the circumstance I'm in right now. So, what I want to talk about is iOS devices supporting external gaming controllers. Gaming controllers such as what we're used to on for the Xbox, PS4, or the Wii. No, well, not the Wii. Just these controllers that manufacturers are producing for iOS devices are much like the Xbox and the PlayStation controllers out there, whether it's the PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, or the Xbox One. And what are the purpose for these gaming controllers? Well, the purpose is so you can play intense games that you have on your device just by using a controller if you can't deal with this touchscreen control right here. So, examples for games: Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. They said in their description, if you look at it in the App Store, that it supports gaming controllers. Now, what about Grand Theft Auto Vice City or Grand Theft Auto 3? That's in the App Store. Who knows? And what other games support these gaming controllers? That's the question that should be answered right away. And I don't know too much about this, but I remember, I think Apple must have mentioned it in the keynote somewhere when they announced iOS 7, I believe. And they were saying they were going to have like game controller support. And I can't remember my reactions to that. I wasn't sure if I was excited about that or not excited. I think I was excited at the time. I don't know. But here's what I think about it right now. So, full disclaimer before I say anything, these game controllers actually don't support every iOS game that's out there in the App Store. And there's a ton of apps out there. There's like literally millions of apps in there, maybe billions or trillions. I don't know the exact numbers, but there are too many apps out there, and not every developer can just go back into every single app that they created and make it support these gaming controllers. Not even the very old ones. And plus, Angry Birds using a game controller, there's no need for Angry Birds to use that unless you want to use a controller to play Angry Birds, because all you have to do is just take the bird, slide it, and just make sure you're on the right angle and then just let it go. But for first-person shooter games, third-person shooter games, I think it would make sense. So where do I stand about these gaming controllers for iOS? Well, it may seem like a cool idea, but I think it's not useful if it's not supporting every game out there. Now, as I just said before, developers I don't think can go back into all their old apps and make it support game controllers if they are games. Okay, I'll be aware of that. What about them? So how about this? Let's say the most popular gaming apps, or the most current gaming apps. In fact, if Apple really wants to push this unique feature into iOS, then they should make it a full standard to developers that from now on, whenever they create a game, it must support gaming controllers. And it must support every manufacturer out there, which I think would be very difficult, because look at Android right now. Google just let their operating system be released to multiple companies, and they're having trouble. The only thing that Google can control is their stock Android devices. So, if Apple were to try to support every other different manufacturer out there, then it's going to be hard for them. Which is why I think that they should have made their own controller accessory, or just give one ability or what am I talking about? I can't speak today. I apologize for that. But what I think Apple could have done is they could have let one company create these game controllers, and then that's it. Stick with them. Or if they really want other companies to make game controllers for the iOS devices, then make sure that the technology is pretty much exactly the same. The only thing that's different is the casing, the design. That's it. And plus, like, I saw some controllers on Amazon already. There was some, I think, was like by iPega, where you have like the controls right here, and you just mount your device onto it, and then you have the controls like underneath you. I also saw designs where you have buttons on the sides of your device, so you have the action buttons right here, and you have the D-pad button right here, but you don't have the analog sticks. But I would much rather have that kind of design than have it down here, because having it on the sides, it's more spread out for my hands, whereas if you have it right here, I just feel like it'll be very cramped, especially with the two analog sticks like put so close together. Now on the PS4, that's not bad, but I think on a mobile device, I don't think I'd be too happy with that. So what do you guys think about gaming controls for iOS? For me, it's a nice idea, but I don't think it's useful if it can't support every game out there. And would you buy one? I don't know. Me, I'm not sure yet. Go ahead and leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.